Ladies and gentlemen, Gungans, and all you beautiful droids out there across the galaxy, welcome to another video. Always great to see you, and today is an important video because we are going to be doing a deep dive into how to prepare for the upcoming major economy changes that are coming in Galaxy. We're going to talk about the approximate date as to when this update's going to be coming. We're going to be talking about what currencies and energy you should be hoarding. And thirdly, we're going to be talking about something that has some people really off with this upcoming update. Bronziums, should you spend those now? Should you spend those later? And we're going to look at, in general, how are you going to be affected by the upcoming shard shop changes. Card in the top right hand corner if you need a deep dive with what I'm talking about here. Perhaps one of the best and biggest updates for Galaxy Heroes. Basically permanent double drops for characters on a variety, basically almost all areas of the game, and even the shipments. But there are some concerns. How should I prepare now before the update happens? And furthermore, what should I be doing with my Bronzium packs? And we're going to be doing a deep dive. I made a ton of amazing graphics to help you guys see the before and after difference and what could happen if Bronzium packs are not addressed appropriately. But before we talk about all that, let's talk about our sponsor. It's time to introduce our sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. We got to keep all these fine women and men in the Empire fed. It's one of the biggest free-to-play hero collector games that you can play both on your iOS, Android, or your PC devices. And what's that? They have a new game mode? New game modes in a mobile game? What? And we got a little behind the scenes look that I want to share with you. Raid Shadow Legends make their characters look as good as they are. They use mocap, which allows them to get the super fluid movements and attacks that you actually see in the game itself. And we even have a preview of their new game mode called Doom Tower, which will have 120 floors of super challenging levels and even tougher bosses for you to face, like the Frost Spider, the Magma Dragon, and the Tomb Crab. I play a lot of mobile games out there, and not a lot of games can boast the quality, gameplay, and artwork that Raid Shadow Legends has to offer. So come join the fun and support the people that support this channel. And if you use the links down below in the video description and you're a new player, you'll be getting 100,000 silver, 2 clan boss keys, 10 mystery shards, and 1 free champion, the Adjudicator. All this treasure will be waiting for you right up here, but you gotta be quick because these rewards are only available for the next 30 days. So before we start breaking down the graphic, the first question you guys might have is, when should we expect this update? My assumption is that this is going to be happening with their anniversary update for Galaxy as we're approaching the 5th year anniversary, November 24th of 2018. There may have been something last year as well, but the one reference I was able to find was this right here. This is when we celebrated the 3rd anniversary of Galaxy Heroes. So all this that we're going to talk about today, you're going to want to try to prepare and assume that around, on or about November 24th, these economy changes are going to be happening. But I want to bring this up because there's a lot of concerns out there about the Bronzium packs, even to the point where 99% of people believe this is probably one of the best updates of all time. But I gotta say, 1% or less got extremely hostile over this, especially because of the Bronzium pack issue. First thing we got to talk about is the Bronzium packs, the thing that's causing a lot of concern for people out there. The Bronzium packs, generally not the best tool for new players that catch up in the game, but what the shards or the Bronzium packs do is that at times you will get character shards, and the character shards are quite helpful if you are a shard shop farmer, especially if you're trying to get those stun guns out there. There we go, Royal Guard. We're going to talk a little bit about him in today's video. But let's take a little dive into this so we could try to clarify what the economy is going to look like for the shard shop. And I generally feel like a lot of the concerns people have is, one, they don't understand what these changes are going to do, but some people think you're going to get screwed no matter what with this upcoming update, and that is not the case whatsoever. Here we go. Let's take a look at graphic number 1 here. We have a little before and after breakdown of what the shard shop is going to look like here. Over on the left, we have the exchange rates at the bottom here. 1 character shard is 15 shard shop currency. 1 ship blueprint is 19. So this will look pretty familiar. And I kind of broke down a couple of different areas of the game. We have Nuke Gunner, which is going to represent if you farm something out of Galactic War, Squad Arena, the Cantina store. We have our B1, which is what's eventually going to be an accelerated rate character farm. And then we have Mando, which is a newer character farm out there. And eventually in the after, as we're going to break down, he's going to be an original rate character farm. Then we have some Cantina example ships, and then raids and territory battles. And here it's a very simple mathematical breakdown right here. But I want to first clarify the issue. Some people think you're going to get screwed no matter what. Taking out Bronziums for a second, that is not the case. Because one thing that's going to be happening with the shard shop is that they're going to be doubling the cost of resources. And people, without furthering diving into the mathematical breakdown, they're like, oh, we're getting screwed. Capital Games is out to get us. Before it was 186, but now they're going to cost 372. Screw you, CG. Hold your horses for a second. That's not the case. Let's do the breakdown in the after section right here. You can't just look at the cost of resources. You need to look at the math overall. In the after section, when you start farming, for example, inside the squad arena, all the shipments out there are going to be accelerated rate character farms like Newt Gunray, Biggs Darklighter. You're going to start getting 10 shards instead of 5. And with accelerated rate character shipments, or just accelerated rate characters in general, as we see down here, they're keeping the exchange rate the same, 15 for each character shard, and that was the same as before. But the thing is, you're getting double the amount of character shards now, which basically still puts you at the 30 conversion rate right there. And B1 Battlejuice is going to be an accelerated rate character farm. So let's say in this upcoming update, just like before, you had an amazing day. Before, if you got 5 shards of B1, congratulations, get a lottery ticket. You're going to get 75 currency for the shard shop. In the new update, if you get a lucky day, you're going to get 10 shards of B1 instead, and that's going to be 150 accelerated rate character shards that you're going to be getting. Mando, he is also a hard node farm like B1. However, he will not be on the accelerated rate schedule in terms of doubling his shards until April, May 2021. But what they're doing for original rate characters that are not giving you double of the character shards like all these other characters we're breaking down here, they're getting double the shard shop currency. So as you see, even though you're getting less character shards right now, the shard shop currency is still the same. Cantina farms, every cantina farm we have right now is going to be an accelerated rate character farm. So you're going to be getting 10 shards. Let's say if you get 5 shards before, it's going to be 10 now, 150. Now ships are not getting any sort of doubling. Before they would cost 19 per ship blueprint. Now you're getting 38. So you're going to be getting 190 blueprints or shard shop currency if you pull 5 ship blueprints in the future. And raids and territory battle characters. Another thing, people are like, oh, this update's going to screw our territory battle shard shop currency or our raid shard shop currency. No, that is not true. Let's take that out of the equation right now. 5 shards of Traya, Han Solo, Kenobi would have been 75 shard shop currency in the past. They're doubling it. Traya, Han Solo, Kenobi, Wat Tambor, Ki-Adi-Mundi, all those characters, they're going to be treated as original rate character farms. So they're going to double the currency for territory battles as well as raid characters. So you're going to be getting 150 raid and territory battle shard shop currency. But let's look at the math now. Yes, they're doubling the cost of gear inside of the shard shop shipments. However, as you see, your total shard shop currency also doubles. So the math in the end is no different here. 359 is the net gain after you subtract do your farming for stun guns, as we see right here. 359, and what's 718? 718 is exactly double the amount of this right here. So really, before we look at Bronzium packs, there is no impact with your territory battles, raids, your hard node farms, cantina farms, your shipment farms. Nothing is changing right there. But now let's talk about the Gungan in the room, the thing that's really tripping out a couple of people out there. What if Capital Games does not fix the Bronzium? So now we're going to add into our little graphic here. What if you went to the Bronzium packs and you opened up a couple of shards? This is where the problem is going to lie. And although Capital Games says they are going to be fixing this in the future, a lot of people are jumping to their guns and they do not believe they will. And this is going to come down to a personal choice, whether or not you believe Capital Games will address this with a solution, which I have a couple in my own mind. Basically, here's the problem. Right now, if you pulled 5 shards of characters in the Bronzium packs, you would get 75 shard shop currency, which is in line with all the math that we're seeing right here with the other characters in the game. However, assuming that Capital Games for some reason isn't quick enough to implement an update to fix the Bronzium pack and their conversion rate in this new economy, you will see now that if you pull 5 shards of, let's say, Royal Guard, 5s, Tebow, whatever the case might be, you're only getting 75 shard shop currency when you should be getting 150, like all the other character math is panning out. And then as you see with the math, yes, in this situation, if Bronzium packs are not fixed, this is where you could get screwed, because before you would get 620 shard shop currency in this hypothetical right here, but in the after economy, this is not double. of 620. And then when you subtract the new math for stun guns are 372 in the new economy, assuming you're buying 6 of them. The math comes out to be 793 shard shop currency, and that is not double of 434. So this scenario that we're breaking down right here is concerning a lot of people to the point where they're getting very hostile and vulgar. But I don't think Capital Games is intending this. People think Capital Games is trying to pull a quick one, trying to screw you out of farming gear. Now, looking at this last graphic, let's assume Capital Games can fix the Bronziums in time. As you see, there is no change in shard shop farming. This is the intended outcome Capital Games is trying to get at. It's a matter of how soon can they implement, and can they do it before the economy changes happen sometime later in November. As you see, before, you would get 5 shards of a Bronzium character. That would be 75 shards normally. What should be happening is that either one, they double your character shards, either give you 10 for 150, or what they have to do with the Bronzium packs is code the Bronzium packs to the original rate shard shop currency conversion that we're seeing with these characters here. When otherwise, if you farmed Royal Guard outside the Bronzium packs, you'd be getting a conversion like this. So they have to make a custom conversion solely for the Bronzium packs to mimic what we have right here. So just for a moment, how can we fix this Bronzium pack issue? Because it is a legitimate concern. I don't think it's the end of the world like some people are making it, but still, it is a concern nonetheless. Option number 1 is apply the appropriate conversion rates that we already showed earlier on today. So if you're getting 5 shards from Bronzium packs, you're getting 150 shard shop currency. The second thing they could do is double the amount of ally points you get in a game, double what you currently have, and then when you farm stuff, you get double the amount of ally points you usually get. Is cut the cost of the Bronzium packs. Normally, you get a couple for free, but afterwards they cost 250 a pop. So how about you cut them down to 125 per pack? Or really, the biggest thing is how about we don't do any shard shop conversion changes whatsoever, and they don't double the cost of the gear in here. And obviously, that would probably be the best thing we all would want, because in that situation, if we ignored all the after changes, you're getting more character shards, you're getting more shard shop currency that's not just simply being doubled, and you can farm more gear as a result. I think that's the most desired outcome, but it seems like Capital Games has some changes they're going to be implementing for how we farm gear. So if you're happy with the character farming changes, it seems like they're going to be implementing some changes to make the gear grind a bit easier. But still, nonetheless, it would have been great to see no shard shop changes whatsoever with these upcoming character farming changes, so that way we get more gear out of the shipment here. And that would be another huge win for Capital Games. So we spent a lot of time talking about this graphic because major economy changes are important to understand. This is basically the end goal of what Capital Games is trying to intend with these shard shop changes. And in this situation, there is no mathematical difference. However, the only downside to this future system is that they are not applying the conversion rates to achievement character shards. Like, for example, you can get 5 shards of Darth Vader. Once I hit 10,000 squad arena battles, they would not adjust this to the currency conversion that we just showed a moment ago. However, achievement farms are not really your main source of shard shop currency, so I don't think it's a huge difference, which really the achievements are pretty garbage in terms of giving out shards. However, everything should virtually be the same. And now this leads into the conversation. What should you do with your Bronzium packs, and what should you be hoarding? It took us a while to get here, but I wanted to make sure we spend a lot of time so you can understand the conversion rate and how the new shards are going to work. Bronzium packs, I'm going to pass the ball over to you guys. There's a few things to consider. One, if you don't trust that Capital Games will implement a fix in time to make sure they adjust the currency conversion for Bronzium packs, you're going to want to open up all of your packs now before the update hits. However, a couple things to keep in mind. One, they might fix this in time for the update. Really, you're banking on how much do you trust Capital Games to get this done in time. And, you know, they have a track record of having bugs that aren't getting fixed in time, but they might make this a higher priority. But the last thing I want to point out is, what if they make Bronzium packs better? And if you spend your Bronzium packs now, you miss out on what could potentially be another very friendly free-to-play update. They've been very good at free-to-play updates lately, so it is something to keep in mind. But overall, if you're trying to take the safe route, Capital Games says they will fix it in the future. But if you do rely on Bronzium packs for a major source of shard shop shipments, and you are a heavy shard shop farmer, spend your Bronzium packs now. Regarding everything else, your energy, your squad arena, cantina farms, let's talk about that for a moment. When it comes to the shipments, I highly recommend, if you are farming character shards, hold off. Yes, it's going to be about 1 or 2 weeks before this update hits. However, if you're buying now, you are going to be missing out on tons of shards once the update hits later on this month. So hoard all of your squad arena currency, hoard your galactic war currency, hoard your guild store currency unless you're buying gear. Same thing of cantina store. If you're like me and you're just buying prestige mats, keep going. It's not going to affect you. But if you are farming character shards, you want to make sure you're saving them till after the update. Now, of course, if you're only a couple shards away from a legendary and you don't want to wait 2 weeks, of course, go ahead and get them. Now, if you're only farming for shard shop currency, as we showed at the math, there is not going to be any significant difference, because when the update does hit, they are going to be doubling your current amount of shard shop currency that you have. So right now I got 16,000. They're going to double that, and I'll have 32,000 after the fact. It's almost like splitting your stock, if you know how that works. Now, when it comes to energy, farming on hard nodes, farming for characters on Cantina, what should you do with that? Again, anything you're farming right now, if you're trying to make progress getting a character up in the stars, it would be unwise to farm characters right now with your energy. So either one, hoard your Cantina energy as much as possible and just do the bare minimum to make sure you're getting tickets for the day. Or two, use your normal energy and Cantina energy to farm relic pieces, because those aren't going to change with the future update. Or three, again, if you're so close to a legendary character, you only need a couple more shards. Like, for example, you really want to do the cam mission and you're only 3 shards away, then go ahead and farm those last couple shards. But if you're someone that's needing like over 50 shards or something like that, it's best to just hoard your energy, hoard your shipment resources, and then go all out once the update hits. And ladies and gentlemen across the galaxy, that is going to wrap up our video for today. Main point of the story, your shard shop's going to be fine, but if you are worried that Capital Games will not fix the Bronziums in time, spend your Bronzium packs now. But if you're patient and you trust Capital Games will get this update in time, or you're not in a hard press to use the Bronzium packs for shard shop currency, just wait until the fix happens, and who knows, there's that slight possibility that Capital Games can surprise us and make the Bronzium packs even better. Like if you did enjoy the video, comment down below on all your thoughts, and be sure to subscribe so you're not missing a thing. And as always, it's great to be in the Empire today.